The dean looked at Abba again. What were you thinking? Instead of reading your books, you were chasing social media fame. Now, see where it has brought you. Abba's eyes filled with tears. She didn't think it would get this serious. The dean turned to the lecturer. Sir, do you want the school to expel her? Abba gasped. No, please, don't expel me. I'll never do it again. I promise. Female student bites lecturer because of TikTok video in a university in Nigeria. Ada was a student in a big university. Her parents always told her, face your books, Ada. School is important. But Ada was not thinking about school. She was thinking about Valentine's Day. As she lay on her bed in her small hostel room, she scrolled through her phone, checking TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. All her friends were making plans for Valentine's Day. Some were talking about the gifts they wanted. Others were excited about dates at fancy restaurants. Ada sighed. I cannot be the only one without a Valentine's date, she said to herself. Her roommate Tolu looked up from her book. Ada, shouldn't you be reading? Exams are coming. Ada waved her hand. Forget that one, Jerry. I'll read later. Right now, I need to find someone who will take me out on Valentine's Day. Tolu shook her head. This girl. You are social media. Be careful, oh. But Ada was not listening. She continued checking her phone. Then, she saw a post from a young man named Daniel. He was good looking and had many followers. His post said, looking for a beautiful girl to take out on Valentine's Day. But she must prove she's fun. Drop a Valentine dance video and tag me. The best video wins. Ada's eyes lit up. This was her chance. She quickly messaged Daniel. Hey, I want to be a Valentine. Can I do the dance challenge? Daniel replied, of course. Beautiful. Just make a TikTok video dancing to the new Valentine's trend. If it's good, I'll take you out. Abba giggled. This is perfect. I'll be the best Valentine queen ever. She jumped out of bed and started planning her video. But she didn't know that this decision would lead her into big trouble. The next morning, Ada was too excited to focus on anything else. She had picked out a bright red dress, styled her hair, and practiced her dance moves in front of the mirror. Her roommate Tolu shook her head. Ada, why are you dressing up like this? Don't you have lectures today? Ada laughed, spinning around. Forget lecture today. I'm making my viral video. I must win this Valentine's date. Tolu sighed. This your craze for social media would put you in trouble one day. But Ada was not listening. She grabbed her phone, earphones, and a small tripod stand, then rushed out of the hostel. She walked straight to the theater arts department in Oka. The place was always lively, with students rehearsing for plays, singing, or practicing dance steps. It was the perfect place to record her TikTok video. Ada found a good spot along the corridor. She set up her phone, adjusted her dress, and played the latest trending song. Boom, boom, love is in the air, Valentine's time is here. The song went. Ada started dancing, moving her body to the beat. She spun around, shook her waist, and blew kisses to the camera. She imagined thousands of likes and comments pouring in. A few students passed by, looking at her strangely. Some even whispered, what is she doing here? Is she dancing in the middle of the hallway? People are trying to pass her, but Ada didn't care. She was live. People were watching her TikTok videos as she danced. She smiled at the camera and continued. Suddenly, a deep voice spoke behind her. Young lady, please step aside. You are blocking the hallway. Ada froze. Who dared to interrupt her perfect dance video? She turned around and saw a tall, well-dressed man wearing glasses. It was one of the university's lecturers. He looked serious, but his voice was calm. Excuse me, miss. You are in the way. People need to pass. Kindly move aside. Ada felt her face burn with embarrassment. Her video was still live. People online had heard the lecturer stop her. Angry and upset, she stopped recording. She didn't care who he was. She had to teach him a lesson. But she had no idea that what she was about to do next would change everything. Aba's heart pounded with anger. How dare that lecturer ruin her live video? This was supposed to be her peak moment. She quickly ran after him. "Excuse me," she shouted. The lecturer turned around, adjusting his glasses. He was a tall man with a calm face. He didn't look angry, just surprised. "Yes, how can I help you?" he asked. Ada folded her arms. "Why did you stop my video? Did you know how many people were watching?" The lecturer raised his eyebrows. "Young lady, I simply asked you to move. This is a school, not a dance studio." Ada stomped her foot. "You embarrass me. Now, my followers will think I don't know what I'm doing." So students nearby had started watching. A few of them whispered to each other. "Ah, see how she's shouting at a lecturer. The girl does not have respect, because of social media." But Ada didn't care. She felt like she had to prove something. She needed to show her followers that no one could mess with her. The lecturer sighed and shook his head. "Young lady, go back to your studies. Social media is not everything." He turned to walk away. That was when Ada lost control. She clenched her fists, ran after him, and, before anyone could stop her, she pushed him to the wall, grabbed his wrist, and beat him. "Ah!" the lecturer shouted in shock. The whole corridor went silent. Then, suddenly, screams and gasps filled the air. "Did she just bite him? Chai, Ada is finished. See wahala. Somebody record this." Photos came out immediately. Cameras flashed. Videos rolled. Everything was being recorded. Ada stepped back, breathing heavily. The lecturer held his wrist, staring at her in disbelief. You beat me?" he asked. His voice was calm, but his eyes were full of shock. Then, before Ada could say another word, a loud voice shouted, "Security! Security! Come quickly!" Ada froze. What had she just done? The whole corridor was filled with noise. Students were whispering, gasping, and recording the scene with their phones. Ada stood still, breathing hard. She couldn't believe what she had just done. She had beaten a lecturer. The lecturer looked at his wrist, where Ada's teeth had left a clear mark. His face was filled with shock, but he didn't shout or get angry. He just shook his head. "Young lady, do you realize what you've done?" he asked, still holding his wrist. Ada swallowed. What had she done? Her heart was racing. She didn't mean to bite him. She was just angry. Just then, a loud voice broke through the noise again. "Security! Security! Come quickly!" It was one of the students. A few seconds later, some security officers rushed into the corridor, wearing their uniform. One of them pointed at Ada. "What is happening here?" Before Ada could answer, a student shouted, "She beat the lecturer." "It's true, we have it on video," another student added, waving his phone. The security officers looked at the lecturer, then at Ada. The whole school was now watching. One officer stepped forward. "Young lady, did you really bite a lecturer?" Ada's lips trembled. She wanted to say, I didn't mean to. I was just angry." But no words came out. Tulu, her roommate, pushed through the crowd and grabbed Ada's hand. "Ada, what have you done? This is serious." Ada's eyes darted around. Everything was happening too fast. Her heart pounded loudly in her chest. The lecturer sighed and turned to the security officers. "Take her to the school authorities. This kind of behavior cannot be ignored." Ada's stomach dropped. "No, please," she whispered. But it was too late. The security officers took her by the arm and led her away. Phones were still recording. Messages were already flying around the school. Breaking news. Student bites lecturer in broad daylight. Social media craze gone wrong. Ada wanted to disappear. She had only wanted a Valentine's date. Now, she was in big trouble. Ada sat on a chair inside the student affairs office. Her hands were shaking, and her heart was pounding. She couldn't believe it. Just this morning, she was dancing for a TikTok video. Ma'am, she was in serious trouble. The lecturer she had beaten was sitting across from her. His wrist was now wrapped with a small bandage, but he still looked calm. The dean of student affairs, a tall, serious-looking woman, folded her arms and sighed. Ada, do you know why you are here? Ada swallowed hard. Yes, ma. Tell me why. Ada's voice was small. Because I beat a lecturer. The dean's face became hard. And do you think that is okay? Do you think it is normal for a student to attack a lecturer over a TikTok video? Ada shook her head quickly. No, ma. I'm sorry. The lecturer adjusted his glasses and spoke. I have taught in this university for years. I have never seen such a thing. A student biting a lecturer? Over what? Social media? A dance video? It is unacceptable. Tulu, who had come with Ada, whispered. Ada, I warned you. I told you to be careful. The Dane looked at Ada again. What were you thinking? Instead of reading your books, you were chasing social media fame. Now, see where it has brought you. Ada's eyes filled with tears. She didn't think it would get this serious. The Dean turned to the lecturer. Sir, do you want the school to expel her? Ada gasped. No, please, don't expel me. I will never do it again. I promise. The lecturer sighed. I don't want her to be expelled, but she must learn a lesson. The Dean nodded. Very well. Ada, you are suspended from school for 2 weeks. You will also write a letter of apology to your lecturer. And from now on, no more public TikTok videos on school premises. Do you understand? Ada's shoulder dropped. Suspended? But miss, she wasn't expelled. Yes, ma. Thank you, ma. I'm very sorry. As she left the office, she felt weak. Her Valentine's dream was gone. Instead of going on a date, she was going home in shame. Moral lesson. Social media should not control your life. Respect elders and behave well in school. The desire to be famous should never make you act foolishly. Good character is more important than likes and followers. Ada wanted a Valentine's date. Instead, she got suspension and shame. Was it worth it?